Most of us spend our lives avoiding the tough questions, the kind that rattle our cages and threaten the comfort of our daily routines. But what if I told you that the secret to your greatest potential is hidden in these uncomfortable questions? This isn't just about pushing boundaries, it's about demolishing them. Today, we dive into the ancient yet ever relevant world of Stoicism, a philosophy that just challenges how we think but transforms how we live. Stoicism, a school of thought from ancient Greece, teaches us that the key to resilience isn't found in avoiding challenges but embracing them as inevitable parts of our growth. It provides not just the courage to face adversity, but the wisdom to discern what truly matters in the midst of chaos. As we unpack the principles of Stoicism, we'll explore how these timeless truths can help us lead more fulfilling lives. Whether you're feeling stuck or simply eager to refine your approach to life's hurdles, stay tuned. This journey into Stoicism isn't just about learning a philosophy, it's about living it every single day. And as always, if you appreciate what we're doing here, the simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. No. Small Stoicism teaches us that big changes begin with small, intentional steps. It's not about overhauling your life overnight, but about making manageable, thoughtful adjustments that gradually lead to significant transformation. This philosophy doesn't push for rapid, radical change, which can be overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead, it emphasizes the power of incremental progress. Each small action you take is a brick in the construction of your new self. Just as Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, would suggest, it's about laying one stone at a time, carefully and deliberately, to build the robust path towards self-improvement. So how does one start small? In a practical sense, it could be as simple as dedicating 5 minutes each morning to reflection or journaling, which are practices deeply rooted in Stoic tradition. These moments of introspection allow you to align your daily actions with your deeper values, fostering a sense of inner peace and clarity that guides the rest of your day. Another small yet impactful step could involve adjusting your reactions to external stresses. Stoics practice reframing their responses to manage to events beyond their control. This means pausing when you feel agitated or upset and choosing a response that reflects calmness and reason rather than impulsivity. Starting small also involves embracing the principle of Stoic acceptance, which encourages acknowledging and adapting to the present moment rather than wishing it were different. This could mean accepting a minor inconvenience with grace or recognizing a challenging emotion without letting it dictate your actions. By focusing on these small, manageable parts of your life, you're not just practicing Stoicism, you're living it. Each small step reinforces your commitment to self-mastery and continuous growth, embodying the Stoic ideal that progress is a deliberate and measured journey, not a sprint. No. 2. Stop letting anxiety rule over you. In the Stoic view, anxiety is not caused by the events themselves, but by our judgments about those events. This perspective is empowering. It means that you have the ultimate control over your internal state, no matter the external circumstances. Stoicism teaches us to dissect our anxiety, to understand its roots, and to challenge the judgments that fuel it. Anxiety often comes from our desire to control the uncontrollable, the future, the opinions of others, the outcome of every situation. But according to Stoicism, the only things truly within our control are our own actions, thoughts, and reactions. When you start to feel anxiety creeping in, take a moment to assess, Are you worrying about something outside your control? Shift your focus instead to how you can respond, which is always within your control. This shift is not about suppression, but about transformation of perspective. Practicing this stoic separation regularly can significantly lessen the grip of anxiety. It's about cultivating a mental discipline that allows you to acknowledge your fears, assess their validity, and then refocus on actionable, controllable aspects of a situation. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded themselves to differentiate between external events and internal reactions, encouraging a focus on self-mastery in the face of life's unpredictability. Moreover, Stoicism also suggests proactive mental training through practices like premeditatio malorum, where you visualize the worst case scenarios and prepare yourself mentally for them. This practice might seem counterintuitive, but by mentally confronting your fears, you diminish their power over you, reducing anxiety by acclimatizing yourself to the idea that you can handle adversity. By embracing these stoic strategies, you gradually build a mental resilience that not only shields you from future anxieties, but also empowers you to live more fully in the present. Each moment of anxiety becomes a chance to practice Stoicism, to turn what could be a paralyzing experience into an opportunity for personal growth and fortitude. No. 3. True. Create a routine. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius knew that structure frees us from the chaos of daily decision, making and aligns us more closely with our virtues. A well-crafted routine isn't a cage, but a framework that supports our highest goals and principles. Think of your daily routine as a garden. Just as a garden needs regular tending to flourish, your habits and practices require consistent attention to grow the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. The core pillars of Stoicism. Start by identifying times of day when you can engage in practices that reinforce these virtues. Perhaps it's a morning meditation to cultivate peace, wisdom, and temperance, or setting aside time to help others, reflecting justice and courage. But how exactly do you establish such a routine? Begin with small, manageable commitments. If you're not a morning person, don't schedule your most demanding tasks at dawn. Instead, match your tasks to your natural rhythms. Include time for reflection, perhaps through journaling or reading Stoic texts, to remind yourself of the Stoic principles you want to embody. Moreover, integrate moments of Stoic pauses throughout your day. These are brief periods where you stop to reflect on your current emotional state and realign with Stoic ideals. Moments to ask yourself, is this action aligned with my virtues? These pauses can help solidify your routine by anchoring your actions in Stoic thought. A Stoic routine also embraces flexibility within its structure. Stoicism teaches the importance of adapting to circumstances with equanimity. So, if something unexpected takes your time or an opportunity arises to practice a virtue, adjust your schedule accordingly. The goal isn't to adhere rigidly to a checklist, but to live purposefully according to Stoic values. As you establish and refine your routine, remember that the ultimate aim is not just to be productive, but to cultivate a character that remains steady and virtuous, regardless of external circumstances. A Stoic routine helps build a life not just of efficiency, but of ethical integrity and philosophical fulfillment. No. 4. Give yourself the order to stop. In Stoicism, the act of telling yourself to stop isn't just about ending a behavior. It's about asserting control over your impulses and desires, which often lead us astray. This is deeply rooted in the Stoic emphasis on self-mastery. The idea that freedom comes from within, not from external circumstances. Giving yourself the order to stop is about harnessing your willpower to redirect your path toward more virtuous actions. Let's consider how you can implement this. Say you find yourself frequently procrastinating, lost in social media instead of engaging in more meaningful activities. In this instance, giving yourself the order to stop means more than just putting your phone down. It involves recognizing the impulse as a distraction from your values and consciously choosing to redirect your attention to activities that align with your Stoic goals, like reading philosophy or spending quality time in reflection. This practice can be applied to any habit or impulse that doesn't serve your higher purpose. It might be overeating, smoking, or any form of excess. The Stoic principle here is not just about stopping the negative, but about replacing it with a positive. This is where the idea of virtue substitution comes into play, where you replace a less desirable habit with one that contributes to your growth and well-being. Moreover, giving yourself the order to stop is also about pausing to reflect on why you engage in these behaviors. What discomfort or void are you trying to fill? Stoicism teaches us to face these discomforts directly, to understand them, and to learn how to cope without relying on harmful habits. This reflection leads to greater self-awareness, a key aspect of Stoic philosophy, which ultimately empowers you to make better choices. In practicing this, remember the Stoic belief that you have the power to choose your response in any situation. By commanding yourself to stop, you are practicing one of the highest forms of self-control, a true test and demonstration of your ability to live according to rational principles, even in the face of habits that are insurmountable. No. 5. True. Free up precious resources in our modern lives. These resources are often squandered on activities that don't serve our higher goals or align with our core values. This could be anything from mindlessly scrolling through social media to overcommitting ourselves out of a sense of obligation, rather than genuine interest or purpose. Stoicism teaches us to evaluate our commitments through a lens of virtue and usefulness, asking whether these activities contribute to our personal and moral development. Now, how can you practically free up these resources? Start by conducting an audit of your typical day or week. Identify where your time goes, which tasks drain your energy, and what captures your attention. Are these aligning with your goals of living wisely, justly, courageously, and temperately? If not, it might be time to make some changes. Reducing clutter, both physical and mental, is another Stoic practice. By minimizing the distractions around us, we create a space that promotes tranquility and focus. This isn't just about having a tidy home or workspace, but about creating an environment where you can thrive. One that supports your efforts to live according to Stoic principles. In freeing up these resources, you're not just making room in your schedule or on your desk. You're making room in your life for growth, reflection, and engagement with the deeper aspects of existence. You're setting the stage for a life where actions are deliberate and aligned with the Stoic virtues, ensuring that every choice you make is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. No. 6. Do something difficult. Engaging in difficult tasks is not just about testing our limits, but about expanding them. Concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics championed the idea of voluntary discomfort as a pathway to greater self-mastery. They believed that by doing something difficult, we not only prove our resilience, but also train ourselves to handle future adversities with greater ease and composure. Consider, for instance, the practice of deliberately choosing challenging tasks. Whether it's tackling a complex project at work, starting a rigorous fitness regimen, or even engaging in difficult conversations, these endeavors might be daunting at first. But each offers a unique opportunity to cultivate virtues such as courage, perseverance, and temperance. Stoicism teaches us that the true value of these tasks lies not in their immediate outcomes, but in the growth they foster within us. How do you begin to incorporate this into your life? Start by identifying a task you've been avoiding because of its difficulty. Approach this task with the Stoic mindset. See it as an exercise to develop your character and virtues. Prepare mentally by reminding yourself of the benefits of this endeavor. Not just the end goals, but the personal strengths you will gain in the process. Moreover, Stoicism doesn't suggest we face these challenges blindly or without preparation. Instead, it encourages us to approach them methodically, breaking them down into manageable steps and setting realistic expectations. This systematic approach not only makes daunting tasks more approachable, but also embeds a sense of discipline and purpose in our actions. By regularly pushing your boundaries, you enhance your ability to deal with tough situations and increase your confidence in your own capabilities. Each challenge becomes a testament to your resilience and commitment to living a virtuous life, deeply anchored in Stoic principles. No. 7. Associate with people who make you better. Stoicism teaches us the importance of community and the profound influence of our social environment on our personal growth. The Stoic philosophers, like Seneca and Epictetus, emphasize that the company we keep is not just a reflection of our values, but also shapes them. Associating with people who embody virtues that we aspire to develop in ourselves can accelerate our progress toward becoming better individuals. Think about it this way. Every interaction is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you choose to spend time with people who challenge you, support your growth, and inspire you to adhere to higher standards, you're essentially setting yourself up for success. These relationships serve as a constant reminder of what is possible and motivate you to pursue your best self. How can you practically apply this Stoic advice? Begin by evaluating your current relationships. Ask yourself which connections encourage your virtues and which might be hindering your growth. It's not about judging others, but about recognizing the influence they have on your life. Once you identify those who uplift you, make a conscious effort to invest more in those relationships. This might mean initiating deeper conversations, seeking advice, or collaborating on projects that align with your shared values. Furthermore, actively seek out new connections that align with the person you want to become. This could involve joining clubs, groups, or online communities that focus on areas of personal interest or development. Whether it's a philosophy reading group, a fitness community, or a volunteer organization, these spaces can provide you with a network of like-minded individuals who encourage and inspire you. Remember, in the spirit of Stoicism, it's not about surrounding yourself with perfection, but about fostering genuine connections that challenge you to think critically, act justly, and live courageously. By curating your social circle in this way, you create a dynamic and supportive environment conducive to personal and moral development. No. 8. Stop fearing change in Stoicism. Change is viewed not as a threat, but as an inevitable part of the universe's natural order. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius believed that fearing change is as pointless as fearing the sunrise. Both are inevitable and beyond our control. Embracing change, therefore, is about aligning ourselves with the flow of life, recognizing that each change brings with it an opportunity for personal growth and development. The first step in overcoming the fear of change is to understand the Stoic concept of amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens to us, even the seemingly negative experiences, as necessary parts of our journey. By adopting this mindset, we not only alleviate much of the anxiety associated with uncertainty but also open ourselves to the lessons these changes bring. To practically stop fearing change, begin by observing how you react to small changes in your daily routine. This could be anything from a change in your work schedule to a last-minute adjustment in your plans. Notice any resistance you feel and remind yourself of the Stoic practice of viewing obstacles as opportunities. Each small instance of change is a training ground for building resilience and flexibility. Moreover, integrate the practice of reflective meditation into your routine. Reflect on past changes that initially seemed daunting but eventually led to positive outcomes. This reinforces the belief that change, while often uncomfortable, can lead to significant personal and professional growth. Remember that Stoicism doesn't just ask us to passively accept change. It encourages us to actively engage with it in a way that aligns with our virtues. This means approaching change proactively, making decisions based on wisdom and justice, and using change as a catalyst to better ourselves and our surroundings. By viewing change through this Stoic lens, you can transform what many fear into a profound source of empowerment and renewal. Not true. Say no to the inessential in Stoicism. Saying no to the inessential is about focusing on what truly contributes to your well-being and aligning with your deeper values. This principle helps you cultivate a life that is not cluttered with superfluous activities, relationships, or possessions, but is instead streamlined toward virtue and personal growth. The Stoic philosophers emphasize the importance of distinguishing between what is necessary and what is not, encouraging us to shed excess and prioritize essentials. This approach is not just about minimalism in the physical sense. It also applies to our commitments, engagements, and even our thoughts. By reducing the non-essential, we free up our resources, time, energy, and attention to focus on activities that foster true fulfillment and happiness. To apply this in your daily life, start by evaluating your current commitments. Ask yourself whether each activity or obligation is helping you progress toward your personal and ethical goals. Is it contributing to your growth, or is it merely filling time? This evaluation requires honest self-reflection, a core component of Stoic practice. Once you identify what is inessential, have the courage to start saying no. This might mean declining invitations that do not align with your goals, stepping away from projects that drain your resources without offering meaningful returns, or even distancing yourself from negative social interactions. Moreover, practice this principle with your possessions and digital life. Simplify your living space and digital connections to include only those things that add value to your life. This doesn't mean living without comfort or enjoyment, but prioritizing those that serve a purpose beyond mere acquisition or distraction. Incorporating the Stoic habit of saying no to the inessential empowers you to control your environment rather than letting it control you. It's about making active choices that reinforce your autonomy and support your journey toward living a more purposeful and centered life. No. Tantrum. Come back to rhythm. Think of your personal rhythm as the natural state where you feel most aligned with your values and most productive in your actions. Disruptions to this rhythm are inevitable. whether due to external circumstances, like unexpected events, or internal disturbances, like emotional upheavals. The Stoic approach to dealing with these disruptions isn't to overact or despair, but to gently guide oneself back to established practice of self, discipline, and mindfulness. To embody this, begin by identifying the core activities that constitute your rhythm. These might include specific routines like morning meditations, evening reviews of the day, regular physical exercise, or dedicated periods for reading and reflection. When life knocks you off balance, prioritize these activities to reestablish your grounding. Moreover, use Stoic reflection as a tool to understand what led to the disruption. Was it within your control? If so, what can be done differently in the future? If it wasn't, remind yourself of the Stoic dichotomy of control, which urges us to focus on our reactions to events rather than the events themselves. Returning to your rhythm also means forgiving yourself for any deviations. Stoicism teaches us to be kind to ourselves, understanding that perfection is not the goal but continual improvement. Each return to your rhythm is a chance to reinforce your commitment to living according to Stoic virtues, treating each setback not as a failure, but as a step in the ongoing journey of self, mastery and personal development. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoicism. Remember, every step you take in mastering yourself teaches you to embrace life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. Since you've made it to the end, share your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.